reset it because it cut off out of nowhere. But so I'm going to finish it. This is continued. So I don't know where it ended, but I was talking about fun time and someone meeting just for a fun time, but it was them not knowing it was more than that, or at first it started off as a fun time because they felt like their life was miserable. So it says, fun time, I only wanted to have a good time with you to distract myself from the miserable life I have, but you're getting too attached. I had to ghost before you got more attached. So, and then it says, learn your craft more. And it says, you are the best thing in my life. A lot of people are waking up to the fact that some things are just meant to be in their life. It doesn't have to be like a temporary thing. When it's toxic, it might start off as fun, but then it becomes toxic, and then that's when you should know that it's time to go. Yes, of course, you want to work on stuff and build on stuff, but if it's not healthy adulting where you're actually having conversations and discussions, not just arguing and throwing shit and all this other stuff, then there's a difference. My best friend tried to sabotage this. So someone's best friend tried to sabotage the union and connection. Dreaming of You by Selena. There's something in those lyrics. I'm dealing with the opposite sex, but I don't know why. Now, that's not for everybody, so take it as it resonates. There are some people that got trapped into it, because I know when I did reading, or I was up on my intuitive stuff months ago, it did come across that there was some masculines, some of their secrets that they was getting blackmailed about was their baby moms or karmics that they didn't want to deal with anymore because they cut them off or whatever like that. They set them up because they knew that will be like the ultimate type thing that will that they would be able to hold over the masculine's head, with the masculine not wanting that out. So there was some that was setting up masculines with transgender or someone of the same sex. Some of them actually like the same sex and some don't. Now there are some feminines out there where they are the baby mama of a masculine's children, but they have a whole wife out here. So it's two females that are together, a baby mom and her wife, and they are the ones with the kids. But then there's a masculine that happened to sleep with the baby mom and make the baby. So, which is why I said I'm dealing with the opposite sex. I really was supposed to switch the card though, because the card, I meant to do it last time and I didn't get to do it. But it's supposed to say I'm dealing with the same sex, not the opposite sex. So, someone felt invisible, or someone required. They had a codependency, attention seeker, and wanted attention all the time. That is another cause of people messing with someone's confidence or whatever like that. And or some people, they have a purpose, and because they don't know it right off top, they don't understand why they're meant to be like out there or putting themselves out there, networking and stuff. But that's just their star training. And eventually they're going to understand that they was meant to be out there in the spotlight, training to interact with people. It's not that they're attention seekers or anything like that. Some of them are, but some, they was meant to be out there. It's like them preparing for what's to come for them. Your gifts scare me. There's some people, their gifts scare people. Fresh start. New opportunity, release the past. This is your second chance. People don't realize that once they release the past, like how this said baby mom tried to set me up, if that's a toxic baby mom, you can deal with your kids and handle what you gotta handle, paying child support, getting visitation, doing it the legal way through the courts, so she can't try to trap you in the system and say, oh, you ain't paying and blah, blah, blah. Go handle it yourself so you can get a paper trail, so she can never hold that over your head and try to get you locked up on some fugazi shit. You can also set up visitation where you don't have no dealings with her. And if the kids are old enough, you can do all the texting back and forth. Make sure your child got a phone. You can make sure you got a child support caseworker, and the caseworker can play mediator and make sure they drop off the kids for the visitation on the weekends or whatever like that. However you need to do it. But they can have that happen too. Or you can have it where the moms has them for so many months during the year and then you have them for the summer, or vice versa, and then it switched to next year. It totally depends on you. Trust me, I did it. Someone with the first, last, and middle initial KLMNO. I wanted to make you suffer. So I'm guessing that because a masculine tried to move on and he actually found someone that he wanted to build with, that's why the baby mom did her sabotaging. And when she got him, because she knew she would only hold up that spell work and stuff for so long, when she got him in her possession and seen that he was actually waking up to it, she started trying to sabotage him and set him up. Someone with dreads or braids could be involved. That could be on the karmic side, or it could be a masculine, a divine masculine or a divine feminine with dreads or braids. It doesn't have to be the karmic. I know now you were sent in my life for a reason, a lesson, and a blessing. Something in the lyrics a little bit stronger by Sarah Evans. I want to be more than friends. I wonder if you are happy without me. Indifferent. I honestly, at one point, masculines did not care about divine feminines because of the illusions that was put on. So it says, honestly, I do not care what happens to you. I have no feelings or care for you. I ghosted you because I just don't see myself with you. So there's some masculines that do feel that way. And there are some masculines that don't feel that way, but they felt that way because of the spell work being put on them. Whether it was from, because some of it is baby mom, but it's not all baby mom. Some of it, it's a sister. Some of it, it's a karmic mother. So some of it's a karmic sister. Some of it's a karmic baby mom. Some of it, it's a karmic mother. Some of it is a karmic friend that is a mother. You take the roles as you see fit. I was manipulated. They was manipulating divine masculine. Like, think about it like this. If you have a sister or a mother or something like that around a divine masculine, and all his life he been a player, but then he wants to change and he meets a good girl or whatever, and he wants to be with her, and that's his perfect match or whatever. But all his life, because he been a hustler and he been on his shit, because when you're a player, you make sure you have funds or whatever like that for this one and that one that you wine and dine and all this other stuff. You also, in the process, they be whining and dining their mother or their sister, but because of their own insecurities or thinking that they won't get help or whatever like that, then they start trying to sabotage it so he doesn't get with someone good, because they don't want him to progress, because They want to keep him under their control. They'll be like, I'll leave that girl alone. She's not the right one for you. I got someone for you. Not realizing that they're up here trying to set you up with someone else that they can control, so the funds will still be coming in. I want it my way, because they on some I want it my way shit. And that's why I said it's important for masculines and feminines to take their power back, so nobody has control over them and their movements. Move in silence, and nobody can control your movements or your shit, because they be on some kitchen witch shit. Like I said on my last one, so this is part 2 again. So you got to see part 1 to see what I'm talking about on this one. So on part 1, I was talking about what the kitchen witches do, where they be putting stuff in your food and drinks. They be putting people, your divine feminine's pictures and all of this in jars in the freezer, so they will stay stuck and stagnant, so they can't move forward, because they know why the masculine is becoming awakened. He's going to be focused on his funds. He's going to be focused on his pentacles. So if he's focused on his pentacles, he's going to want his divine feminine to have that. So the manipulative baby mamas or sister energies or mother energies that is trying to act as a guidance in their life, they're going to make sure that they get their money up by any means necessary, whether it is, where's the card? Hold on. Whether it's a 9 to 5, but normally, like, they do that just for show, right? But normally, wait, where's it at? I want to find it. I'm going to find it. But normally, they be on some energy vampire scheming and thieving shit, where they try to take other people's blessings and energy and all of that to build abundance off of it. So what happens is they'll check someone else's they'll do a reading on somebody else and see what they got coming in, to know how to intercept it, so they can then see how they can steal it. And they'll go try to steal what other opportunities they got coming in, whether that's a man, whether that's a job, house, car, children. Because some of us divine feminines actually prayed about having the whole house and the marriage and having another child and all of that. And because that other divine feminine wants to be because that other karmic feminine wants to be kept how the divine feminine is supposed to be kept, because of the work that a divine feminine does, they thought they can skip all of those stages and just skip straight to getting the opportunity. And then some of them do. They do get away with the destiny swap at first. But then that's going to make their karma way worse, because God's not playing. Or he'll just snatch all of it from them. Whatever God sees fit, because we don't fight it. We continue to grow, heal, and evolve while we're secluded by ourselves. We go out here or there where we need to go out. We follow God and our ancestors' guidance. And God's like, all right, you just sit back. You do you, handle your inners and all of that, and just chill, relax. I'm going to handle this. You don't lift a finger. And you got it. Demeter energy is a Greek goddess of the harvest, grains, and agriculture. Goddess of health, birth, and marriage. And they have connections to the underworld. Divine feminine is the Demeter energy, or at least some of these divine feminines that resonate with this reading is a Demeter energy. Because people they underestimate divine feminine. They be thinking, oh, she's so sweet and innocent and pure, so she's gullible and blah, blah, blah. No, we went through a lot of lessons. Just because we don't, how they say it, take it to the streets and be all ratchet and all of that, don't mean we can't handle ourselves. We can take it there if we had to, but we don't have to, because God got us. My Uncle Michael, Archangel Michael, he got us. And Uncle Metatron, where Archangel Michael damn sure don't play. Archangel Haniel will help us get out of all of that. So, like, it says, Demeter is the sister to Hades, Poseidon, Zeus, Hera, and Hestia. And then it says, someone's asking, will you marry? It says, will you marry me? Someone with the first, last, or middle initials, A, B, C, D, or E. Someone that could have ghosted you. They could be a Capricorn energy. Or there could be a Capricorn energy in the energy. Someone that wanted to MDK you. Now, I will say, for any divine feminines that is watching this, I want you to really sit and keep an open mind. Of course, follow your guides and stuff, but really go in and talk to God. Because pretty much anything is possible if the love is still there. If you know for a fact that that man has spell work put on him, and that he is coming to, which is why he's actually coming to you. Forget all the karma, or if he's running from a crazy ass ex and all this other stuff. Whether that stuff is happening or not, like, the fact of the matter is, while he's in trouble, or if he's not in trouble and he got rid of the trouble, him coming to you, having the confidence after all y'all been through, give that man a chance. And hear him out. And use your discernment and your intuition and figure out what's what. Because until you hear from him, you don't know if it was him or the karmic baby mom and her minions, or other groups of people. Because a lot of the times in this situation, there's multiple groups. It's not just one group. So it's multiple groups. There's groups on divine feminine side, there's groups on divine masculine side, and there's groups that they know mutually if they know some of the same people. So there's groups on all different sides trying to keep these unions from happening. And most times it be them that wanted to MDK divine masculine or divine feminine. And because we're highly protected and this union is protected, they can't touch us, and they won't touch us. You made me feel alive again. Someone's having an ego and pride death. I wanted to be in control. We were just talking about that. Someone wanted to be in control. That's all it was. And how can you be in control and you can't control yourself? If you can control yourself, then why don't you get up and make the funds yourself instead of trying to steal it from the masculine? But oops, my bad. How we saw the scamming and the thieves, there's a lot of people that was trying to steal people's inheritances and stuff because they done already fake adopted them and stuff, stealing them from their family because they was working it out with the actual mother who they ended up unaliving, and the money came from the father, so they had to fake adopt and all this other shit so they could, like, there's a lot of stuff happening in a lot of people's lives that a lot of people don't know about. I'm just saying that certain situations crazy that I heard about. Then there's other situations where There's other scammers and thieves and stuff where, like I said, the fake death certificate. Then there's other ones where, I'm not gonna go. But like I said, it says I did it for the money. Some people did it for the money. Some people felt like they had to do it for the money because they didn't know that the money was theirs in the first place. A lot of people was doing shit. Like, I mean, like the divine masculines that was included in it. Some of the divine masculines that was trying to be in, like that people was putting them in it. People, they wasn't realizing that the people around them that was spending all the money and stuff, the money was theirs. Like, I don't understand. I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah, so they have some people to release. Until certain people are released, and I did see this on another reading earlier today. The title said something like, because it was talking to a divine feminine. So it said, divine feminine, he is your person. But until he releases who he got to release, y'all can't come into union. And if he waits too long, God will replace him. So that title kind of like stuck with me. And that's really the process that's been going on for all of these months or all of these years. And that's why God said enough is enough. These unions are going to happen whether he got to force them apart or not. And if the karmics keep fighting it, they not going to make it. And I hate to say it like that, but like I saw another reader, because people be like, oh, how you know that? But no, this is multiple readers on top of what I see in my dreams and what I know from what the cards is showing me. They're either going to end up in jail or in the grave that they tried to set for divine masculine and divine feminine if they don't stop what they're doing. If they don't stop trying to break up God's plan, God's unions that he's trying to set up, their outcome is not looking too great. Now, a lot of people don't realize that it's about your mindset too. Death or in a rebirth is you releasing and ending something. How 1010 came out. You ending something so you can have, where's the card? You ending something so you can have a fresh start. When you end it, you can have a fresh start. But if it's not fully ended, God's not going to let it happen. And if you wait too long, you will miss out on your opportunity because God wants certain things built. These divine feminines and divine masculines with these specific unions that was supposed to be a certain purpose that they're supposed to be doing, they're supposed to be building and doing certain things to help the collective on top of themselves. So if they're not in union, how is it going to happen? It can't be built with somebody else because it won't be built on a solid foundation. It'll be a faulty foundation because that person is only in it for the money. Their heart is closed. They're cold as ice. And they're sending out so much hate energy in the world that your building with them won't be fruitful. So someone says, I love you. So you have to, no matter how much it hurts, we have to release people. I had to release someone from a 24-year relationship that I was straight Bonnie and Clyde with. But then I still had to think about myself and I had to think about my babies. And that I wanted them to have real love someday. And that I wanted real love someday. And that as long as I stay with someone that's not treating me right and not loving me right, then I would never have that. And time is of the essence because we are not getting younger. So a love like ours only happens once in a lifetime. So we don't got time to be playing around and bullshit and party and bullshit and party, because nah, we can do that together, not separate. But it has to be with someone that brings you peace, so you can have peace while you're doing it. You don't need to be with somebody that's toxic and all of, and every time you go somewhere, you talking to that bitch, you talking to that bitch, and you just can't have fun and live your life. Like, you are my first thought in the morning and my last thought before bed. Something to do with someone in Arkansas. Someone has an offer. Fresh start again. So someone definitely wants a fresh start. It says moving, buying a house, selling a house, new city or state, career change, and left a toxic relationship. That is very, very good energy. And I love that it's on a yellow card, because that's all bright and happiness and sunshine. And it could have been someone that was in a love triangle, or someone could have put divine feminine or divine masculine in a love triangle. Divine masculine could have put somebody in a love triangle, or divine masculine could have been in a love triangle. I let others get in my ear. So this is divine masculine saying, I let others get in my ear. It could have been a daughter. It says, learn more about your spirituality. I think a lot of masculines are trying to learn more about their spirituality, the ones that don't know, just like divine feminine is, because even if we was in other religions and stuff, believe it or not, it's still part of us. You can't hide from it. It's going to show up regardless. The longer you deny it, the more unanswered questions you're going to have, where you're going to be like, damn, why is this connection so strong? Like, what's going on? And blah, blah, blah. And the only way for you to find out is to explore it. Something to do with a landlord. Oklahoma. Something to do with Oklahoma. Someone could be Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite. Someone could be in their feelings. That's married. I know how I was saying that scenario where I saw the card and it said dealing with the opposite sex. That's why that popped up again. And I know of someone that is married, or that was married, or they could be still married, but they was married and they're married to the same sex, but they cheated with someone of the opposite sex. Now they're married with the same sex and have kids and everything, but they cheated with someone of the opposite sex. Because they wanted a refill. They probably made them babies and then they wanted a refill. And now they about to get karma. I left you before you could leave me. That's self-sabotaging. You're getting more spiritual upgrades soon. Ooh, that's bright. That's bright. It's bright. It's bright. The baby is not mine. Oh, shit. So someone trapped someone with a baby. Probably had the baby. probably had this masculine put his name on a birth certificate. Therefore, he's subject to paying that child support. Later on, he does the paternity test, and finds out the baby is not his. And now probably in court trying to fight to get his name off of it so he's not held liable for the child support. Because if it's a baby mom that's trying to set them up, it'll still come up as baby mom because he put his name on the birth certificate. But he did the test and the baby is not his. So now if he wants to leave her and she's threatening if he leaves, she gonna call child support, the only way for him to do it is to go to court and fight and get his name off of there. But in the meantime, in between time, he needs to watch his back around her because, like I said, there's a kitchen witch that's up there trying to put shit in food and drinks, putting people's pictures in freezer jars, trying to stop their forward movement, burying panties and all this other shit, trying to do sex rituals and love spells to try to keep them there. Every which way that they can do shit to try to keep them there from moving on. So they gotta really, y'all masculines, like if you're not out already, like a lot of y'all should be out, but if you're not out already, you really need to watch your surroundings. The whole time you're thinking it's somebody across country, across state or whatever, or across town that's doing spell work on you, and it's the people right there with you. So just be careful. Sex trafficking. There's some people that was into that. That's part of that whole scam and thief thing and all of that. That's people actually, like, I really thought I was gonna be one time. Like, I thought, because I have like a sensuality to myself, like how me being an empress, I can switch and back and forth in between Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups and all of that. And our loving, nurturing energy is addictive, like how that card said, it's intoxicating. So a lot of people will want that energy. And it's sad because, like, across country and stuff like that, well, actually all over the country, there's a lot of people that's really that money hungry to where they're lining people up is the word. Lining people up to get sex trafficked. And if they don't do it willingly, and they already got them in that situation, so they'll either have them be a sex worker or they'll line them up to get them abducted if they don't want them around anymore. And they'll line them up to get, how much is it? Like, I think I saw a movie, it was like $10,000 a person. So they'll be like, yo, I got this person. I need this change real quick, and blah, blah, blah. And line people up, have them meet somewhere or whatever. I don't even know how it happens, but that's how it happened on the movie I saw. And they'll be like, yo, come over here, blah, blah, blah. I want to see you. The person gets wired to 10,000. And the other person shows up and they get abducted. And I really hope that's not what this baby mom or other people in the scammer thief thing was doing, because that would be really sad. Because people actually be doing that shit. Not just like what I saw in the movie. Like, people go missing because people are doing that. And all for money. And then they really think that they will be able to stay with a divine masculine or a divine feminine and spend that money and build businesses off of that shit, off of that energy of that divine being. They really think that that God's gonna bless them with abundance and generational wealth that's gonna last when they just basically sold their soul and somebody else's to get that chump change? Like, I really, really need people to make it make sense. I want it to take your spot. And it's all because of that. People want to take people's spot, a spot that was never meant for them. They were supposed to be in that person's life for that season, for a reason. They were supposed to learn the lesson and move on. To not have one night stands, to not set somebody up and baby trap them. To learn from your mistakes and not think everything is about money. You were supposed to learn that lesson and move the fuck on. And a lot of people did not. So that's why God is going through extreme lengths right now. He tried to give y'all grace and mercy when he had us divine beings up here saying our truth, giving y'all the warnings in between this. Yo, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should stop. Maybe you should apologize. Maybe you should repent. Maybe you should take accountability. People's thinking it's just us saying it. We was called to say the shit because it was a warning, a divine warning from God. He called us to say this because he was trying to give y'all a warning on what's to come. Y'all didn't want to listen. Y'all said, I ain't apologizing, that bitch, blah, blah, blah. And then you go like clockwork every day, every moon cycle, every retrograde, trying to do another spell, whether it's a love spell, whether it's a freezer spell. You trying to poke voodoo dolls and shit. You trying to get readings and stuff and having other readers manipulate shit because they're your friends, because you done tapped in so much following the masculine's life to manipulate him all his life. When his divine feminine finally comes in, you already good in with the actual reader. So you be like, yo, I'm going to throw you a few of these dollars because I'm getting all of this money from the masculine anyway. So I'm going to throw you a few of these dollars. I need you to switch what the reading's saying so he can believe it from you because you an actual reader, so I can get this money by tomorrow. They do have female thugs. And death is the case that they get in. Now, if you watch the other reading, I didn't pick these cards out. These cards came out the mystery basket. Like, I mean, I picked it out, but I didn't look at it while I was picking it out. And all of these, I shuffled and I shuffled, and they got all mixed up together. Some of them is like front side, back side. So I don't know what order this is coming in, but y'all see what order it's coming in. It's coming out by itself. I'm telling y'all this before I even knew what cards was in this stack, because I didn't look at it when the other one cut off. That's why they're all reversed and shit. I didn't look at it. So I'm not making this shit up. I don't have no cause to make it up because I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. See, the whole time when I see this word, death, when I see it, I ask for healing. I ask for you to heal and learn from your mistakes. But I still, again, I don't have no control over it because, like the other card said, talking about retaliation and revenge, I don't have that in me. I don't want retaliation or revenge. My dad automatically promised he's going to give me what is owed to me, what he promised me, what he showed me. We don't control shit. We are a guest in these vessels. We are here as a guest to explore life and live it to the fullest, the right way, learning lessons and passing down the knowledge so other people can awaken and keep going like that. This is the second one that said, I let my ego go get the best of me. So that's why it said someone had to have an ego death, ego and pride death. karmic ties. People had karmic ties. A fight broke out. Oh no. A fight broke out. And maybe it could be because someone left someone hanging. It said left you hanging. No closure, no contact, left on red. And that's funny that that's the last card. A lot of masculines things would end once they have contact. People don't understand all that was involved, that with that ego and pride, that had to happen. God had to put the humble thing, because he had to humble divine feminine. Also, she had to go through the same lessons that divine masculine had to go through. The same ones. But the thing is, divine masculine has to understand that the road doesn't have to be so hard. And the road didn't have to be done alone. That's the reason why he ended up in another relationship with somebody else. Those relationships was only supposed to be to teach you a lesson. That you are capable of building. You try to do things the right way. You was in it for the right reasons. The masculines that I'm talking about was in it for the right reasons, which is why they get to move on. The masculines that wasn't, unfortunately, they have to stay in Karmicville. But there are some masculines, all they have to do is says, left you hanging, no closure, no contact, left on red. The masculines, where they was in it for the right reasons, but they just didn't know they had to learn their worth. They had to learn their worth, and they had to wake up from the spell work that was being put on them. It's the spell work that was being put on them that was lowering their confidence to where they didn't know their worth. So they didn't feel like they was good enough to be with divine feminine. Not realizing that every obstacle they went through, divine feminine would have had a solution to get them right out of it. But because God blocked divine feminine's energy from the karmic stealing it, because the karmic feminine that divine masculine was with had no access to divine feminine's Akashic records, which gives her the knowledge to get out of certain situations and all of that, to have a higher intuition and a higher discernment, because divine feminine did the actual work to open their Akashic records, to know certain things. She would have the know-how to help divine masculine get out of certain shit. Karmic feminine will never have that until she does the work. And in order for her to do the work, she got to go through her own self-love journey, like divine feminine had to. Karma is going to be paid one way, shape, or form with everybody. Even divine masculine and divine feminine have to pay karma. It's up to us what we give out, whether that karma is going to be good or bad. But yeah. But yeah. Okay. All right, I'm going to get this, and then I'm going to end this one because I don't want it to be too long. This is already another hour, and the other one was already over 2 hours. So I really didn't want these that long. Whoops. These are Love Oracle hearts. So I'm going to get a few of these, and I'm going to go and make another one. All right, what messages does The collective need to know. Spirit, please and thank you. Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. So deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Like I said, trust your intuition and stuff, because that will guide you where you need to go on your path. Nobody else can tell you what your purpose or your path is but you and what God shows you. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. When it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of love, life, and love. Aww. Embrace. And that's funny that came out with the embrace, because you see they're embracing each other. But then this one says embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. And I'm going to stop at 6 since we already have 666. Soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. Oh, I needs that. Look at them. All right. So yeah, that is it, you guys. Thank you for coming through. Please like, share, and subscribe. And press the notification button so you can see when I'm live. I don't know why I stalled with that. I was thinking, and then I heard outside, and I'd be like, it's a lot going on, but I appreciate y'all for coming through. And thank you for rocking with your girl. I really gotta get this name together. I've seen, like, back in the day, like when I first started watching tarot and stuff, I seen them like switching their names a few times and all of that. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to keep the Via gem or not, or if I'm going to switch this channel's name so people know it's tarot, because I only have it as It's Just Mimi. So actually, I think I'm going to switch that now before I go to my next reading. So I'm going to be back with another one. And let me get these 2 videos situated since it cut off on me. So thank y'all for joining. And y'all have a wonderful night. Bye-bye now.